I recently attended my Knitting Guild's yarn swap that we do every year. I came back with some yarn, so I thought I'd share what I'm thinking I might make with the yarn I brought home. Grab your whip, grab a beverage, and let's dive in. Welcome back, friends. If you are new here, my name is Melissa. I'm the dyer behind Rising Tide Fiber Company. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So, as I mentioned, I was at my local knitting guild, and every April, right before Sheep and Wool, we do a big, huge yarn swap. There's almost 100 of us in this guild, so a lot of yarn comes in. And sure, it's more than just yarn. There's books, there's tools, accessories, project bags, you name it, it's probably there. And we definitely have a section for people that work with Project Linus. We have, school teachers that work with elementary school particularly. We have an art teacher in the bunch, so they kind of get first dibs on a few things. But ultimately, we have all this yarn that's sorted and organized, and there is it is a little bit like organized chaos, where there's a sequence to who goes up first, who goes in the second round, how many things can you grab. And I try really hard not to bring home a lot. I may take a fair amount, but I try not to come back with what I took. And so this year I took very little. I just took a couple of things, and I came back with 3 sweater quantities. I thought I would share what ideas I have brewing. Now, I came home with a few sweater quantities last year, and I have yet to cast those things on. But I did come up with ideas for those pretty much. The first sweater quantity that I have is, I have 2, 4, 6. I have 8 skeins of this gorgeous purple yarn. It almost has like a tweed look to it, or a tweed haze. It is Queensland collection, the Katmandu Aran 100. There is a Katmandu that is Aran, but it's not Aran 100. I don't really know what the difference is, and that yarn is discontinued. But this is a merino silk cashmere tweed blend. So we've got 85% wool, 10% silk, and 5% cashmere. I live in the mid-Atlantic region of the United States. I have knit one Aran sweater, and I have to tell you, I maybe wear it once a year. We just do not get the temperatures here that we can wear heavy Aran weight. So I like that this is, though it's mostly wool, it is paired with silk and cashmere. The cashmere is pretty low, so that tells me that hopefully it won't pill a lot, because cashmere likes to pill. So instead of a traditional sweater, I have chosen the Withies Jacket by Laura Aylor for this. As you can see, it is this beautiful jacket, and it's only textured on the front panel, and it is textured on the back panel. Now, I'm not one that enjoys knitting a lot of texture, so we'll see if my back gets that same textured pattern. This pattern came out in January of 2026, so it's only a few months old. It is 18 stitches, 24 rows over 4 inches. Aran yarn is going to knit up pretty quickly. It has saddle shoulders. It is top down. The ribbing looks, it says it's twisted stitches. Skills required, long tail cast on, picking up stitches, backward loop, increasing, decreasing, twisted stitches, sewing in a zipper. Y'all, I've never sewn in a zipper, but I am convinced that I can do it. Lovely schematics right on the pattern page. I love it. There are apparently 3 different PDFs in the pattern one with bodice instructions for each side. There's a metric sheet with measurements, and then there's the actual pattern page. She says the jacket is designed to be close fitting and works best if you choose a size within a couple of inches of your actual bust measurement, which from the patterns we can tell that it's meant to be worn a little bit closer. I love the idea of a knit wool jacket. I'm not sure if I said, but this pattern retails for $7 US. There are only 17 projects in here. Again, it's only been out for a couple of months. I think a purple wool jacket would be perfect for this yarn because, again, I can use it as outerwear where it would be more appropriate in this region to wear versus trying to wear it indoor or making a sweater to kick around outside. I love this idea. The next yarn that I came home with was 5 skeins of this Madelinetosh. It's Tosh Merino Light plus Copper. There is a former version of this that I guess has been discontinued. Maybe it was called Tosh Merino Light and Glitter. This is just TML plus Copper. So it's this beautiful brown color that has shimmery copper in it. It's very subtle, but it's very pretty. I don't know how much longer I can get away with wearing brown as my hair starts to gray a little bit, but I'm gonna go for it. I don't traditionally wear brown. My natural wheelhouse that I gravitate towards for neutrals are navy and gray. But I can wear brown, so I'm going to go for this. And I'm thinking of the Sculpt pattern by Rachel Illsley. This came out in April of 2022. It goes from a 34-inch bust to a 66-inch bust. And this is where it's not size inclusive because technically its recommended positive ease is 4 to 10 inches. So if I subtract 10 from 66, I get 56. That's the part that's not size inclusive. So if somebody wanted to make it that big, it wouldn't work out. But again, it came out in 2022, so maybe she just wasn't on the up and up with size inclusivity practices that far back. There is a bit of cable at the top. I'm not really a fan of cables, but this is delicate cables in the yoke, so it's probably 2, maybe 3 stitch cables. Or 2 and 4. I'm not sure, but it's probably little enough because it's just in the yoke that I can persevere and get through it. I love the delicate nature of this. I think it would look pretty great in the brown, and then possibly with that delicate coppery speckly, it could kind of elevate it just a little bit. This is 34 stitches and 44 rows and 4 inches. It's knit on a US 2 because this is technically light fingering, not just fingering. And I want to say this is it's a single ply, which I'm not a huge fan of single ply, but in a delicate sweater that would be dressier because of the shimmer in it. I probably wouldn't wear it a ton knowing that it was single ply. The last yarn that I picked up is a summer yarn, and it is Lang's Crealino. This is technically a DK weight yarn. It is 100% linen. There's 165 meters, which is roughly about 180 yards per 50 grams. And I am thinking, I have 6 of these. So I have a little over 1,000 yards, and I am thinking of the Tankar Tee, which came out in June of 2023 by Anniina Juuti. I know I did not pronounce that correctly. My apologies. There are only 68 projects for this particular tee, but I love that it's a garter at the top, and then it's stockinette, and I think it's garter at the hem, maybe. There are a lot of different body types and sizes on her project page. Like, I think every tester is listed. Um, it's boat neck, and it's sort of like The Weekender by Andrea Mowry, where you're kind of seaming in. So even though it's a boat neck, you have some control over how open that is. And I love that. I know that a lot of people do not like knitting with linen, but it softens up beautifully. It's a wonderful summer yarn, so it might actually be worth it. Again, this is a DK weight tee, knit on a US size 6. I would definitely have to swatch and see what the heck happens, because I don't know. This one goes from 31-inch bust all the way to a 65.5-inch bust. And recommended positive ease is 2 to 6. So if I subtract 6 inches, we get to 59.5. So technically not size inclusive, but I'm telling you, y'all, there are so many different body sizes and shapes that I think it will work for most if you're not looking for the largest amount of ease, which I personally wouldn't. There are a few people on here that wear it a little bit closer with less ease, and it's really quite beautiful. So I would encourage you to take a look at it. It retails for €9, which is approximately $11.03 today, in US dollars. And that's what I've come up with for the 3. Obviously, if I'm going to cast anything on, it would be the linen. I love this lavender color. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Would you have picked different patterns for these 3 yarns? Are you intrigued by any of these patterns? I would love to know down in the comments. And if you like this content and you would love to see more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We would love to have you around these parts of the internet. And so until next time, friends, happy making.